So yesterday we started class. Our last class we did scalar and vector. And I want to put you to some knowledge of some triangles because it's very, very vital for you to have full knowledge of right angle triangles and full knowledge of special angles. Because can you see the board? Is clear, right? What was this? Okay, and it's clear there also. Sin 30 equals to what? 1/2 or 0.5. Cos 60 equals to what? Okay, equals to √2/2 or what? 0.7071. Sin 60 is what? Sin 60 is √2/2 or what? 0.8660. That's then what of cos 30? The same thing as sin 30, right? What of the one they give yesterday? Same thing as sin 30, right? Oh, you don't have any marker with you. You need to write it down, right? Same thing as sin 30. Now, look up. Tan 45 is 1, tan 60 is what? √3 or what? 1.7321. Now, when that's the arc sine, inverse of sine. For example, now, as we have sin 30, when you take sine to other side, when you have this sin 30, you take sine to other side, in your calculator, sine calculator, when you press shift and sine, to bring this symbol. When you press what? It's going to bring this symbol. Now, I now put 0.5. The value will be 30. The value will be what? Mr. David. The value will be 30. So, when you take sine to other side, are you getting me now? So it will become what? Arc sine. Say arc sine. So we call it arc sine. Then how do you press it on scientific calculator? You press shift button and sine. It will give you this sign. You now put 0.5. Give you what? 30 degrees. So sine that is 0.5. It just like if you want to get 30 degrees back and take sine to other side. When you press arc sine 0.5, it give you what? 30 back. Am I completing now? So what of course also? Cos what? 60 is 1/2 or what? 0.5, right? Now when you take cos to other side, that's what? Arc cos what? 0.5, which will give you what? 60 what? Degree. What of sine? Sine 45 is what? 0.7071, which is all the same thing as 2/2. When you take what? Sine to other side, when you take sine to other side, I'll be having arc sine 0.7071, which is all the same thing as what? 45 degrees. So you have to know them in your brain. If you're writing jam, if you're writing y, because you need to know it, so that you not be taking your time. You pressing calculator for all these simple things. Arc cos 0.7071 is what? 45 degrees. Because of what? Cos 45 is what? 0.7071. Since cos 45 is 0.7071, arc cos 45, arc cos 0.7071 what? 45. Just like we are what? Moving from one place to another. I guess now. Can you say the values are related? The values are related. Where is my cos 45? This is it here. This is my cos 45. Can you say the values are related? Cos 45 is 0.7071. When you now see cos and inverse of cos 0.7071, the answer will be what? Whole number, which is what? 45 degrees. When you see arc cos, arc sine, arc tan beside decimal number, go and check, and you know that before, when you know the value that of 0.860, maybe you know that sine 60 is 0.860. I now see arc sine 0.860. It means your answer will be what? 60 degree. I like the way to know you have got the logic, right? So that's just it. That's just it. So now look at it. What tan 30 is what? 0.5774, right? So arc tan 0.5774 be what? 30 degree. Tan 60 is what? 1.7321. Arc tan 1.7321 what? 60 what degree. Tan 45 is what? 1. Arc tan 1 be what? 45 degree. What now sine 90? 1. What of arc sine 1? Arc sine 1 be what? 90, right? Cos 90 is what? 0. What of arc cos 0? 90 degree. Tan 90 is undefined. Now let's study these triangles. Now this is called a right angle triangle. What do I call it? A right angle triangle is a triangle that has a right angle. When I say right angle, means 90 degree. Right angle means what? 90 degree. So a right angle triangle is a triangle that has 90 degree. So now look at it now. In a right angle triangle, you are having opposites. You are having adjacents. You are having hypotenuse. You are having opposites. You are having adjacents. You are having hypotenuse. You are having opposites. You are having adjacents. You are having hypotenuse. Now, how do you recognize hypotenuse in a right angle triangle? The hypotenuse is a line that faces what? Angle 90 degrees. This box here shows 90 degrees. The hypotenuse is a line that faces what? Angle what? 90 degrees. How do you know your opposites and adjacents? Opposites and adjacents as between them 90 degrees. Opposites and adjacents as between them what? Now, but how can we recognize our adjacent exactly? This theta here is always in our calculation. If you want to use this theta, this angle, if it's placed there, if you happen to want to use this angle here, this place will be your adjacent. You can see what has happened here. I want to use this angle, this is 90 degree, right? Yeah, this line that faces 90 degrees is what? Hypotenuse. I want to use this alpha. You can use alpha, theta, beta, anything to represent angle. I want to use alpha in my calculation. So this line will automatically become adjacent. Don't think because it's a vertical line to be opposite. No. This line will become adjacent. You need to know this thing very well. This line will become adjacent automatically. Why this place should be what? Opposite. This place will be what? Opposite. So a line that is associated with the angle you want to use in your calculation, angle you want to use in your calculation is what? Adjacent. Now look at it. This is hypotenuse. Why is this hypotenuse? Because it's facing what? 90 degrees. Why is facing what? 90 degrees. Now why is this one adjacent? Because my angle triangle I want to use is associated with this line. That's why it's called adjacent. And this place has no choice that to be what? Opposite. Now, what of this? Where is the hypotenuse here? This V shape is your what? 90 degree. This V shape is your what? 90 degree. So a line that faces 90 degree is what? Hypotenuse. Now, while adjacent is a line that is associated with acute angle you want to use in your computation, which I mean by calculation. Now, this is adjacent, and this is what? Opposite. So your triangles are coming in different forms. So when you are doing your scalar, your vector questions, I get it now. So you will be forming right angle triangle. So it can be of different shapes. So you should be able to recognize your hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. Now, can you see this also? Can you see this? This is what? I think we have done this, right? We have done this. What of this? Class, where is your hypotenuse? Is it this or this, right? Where is your hypotenuse? What's the reason? Because it's facing 90 degrees. Why is this adjacent? It's associated with the angle alpha. Acute angle we want to use in our calculation. This place is what? And this place has no choice. That to be what? Opposites. Remain standing. Remain standing. Remain standing. Now, what of this? This is what? Hypotenuse. Why is it hypotenuse? Because facing 90 degrees, and this is adjacent because of what? The acute angle I want to use, acute angle between 0 to 90 degrees, between 0 and 90 degrees. The acute angle I want to use is associated, is attached to this what line, so it's an adjacent. So don't call this place opposite because you are used to it. You see your primary school, you call it opposite. This place will become adjacent because the acute angle you want to use in your calculation is associated to it, and this place is what? Opposite. All of this one. This is what? Hypotenuse facing 90 degrees, adjacent, and this is what? Opposite. Now, because the acute angle I want to use is associated with this what? Line. Now, there is something we call sine formula, Scalar, sine formula, and cosine formula. I'm not going to now, see that was come. To move this woman, I want to buy marker. Tell me how to give us half pack of marker. Half pack. I get that. You should give me one pack. One pack of marker is 3,000, but just collect one pack. I will come and balance it later. Like you should give me one pack and balance it later. This man is good. Be careful of the road, the motos. Now, look at it now. Sine, can you see this? Can you see this? What is sine theta? Sine theta is what? Opposite over what? Hypotenuse. What is cos theta? Cos theta is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. What is tan theta? Tan theta is what? Opposite over here. Class, repeat it. Sine theta is what? Cos theta is what? Tan theta is what? Now, yeah, let's repeat. Sine theta is what? Opposite over hypotenuse. And let's repeat. Sine theta is Now, we will call this one S. This first letter is S. We use O to represent first letter here. H to represent first letter here. So SOH, that's so. So SOH is what? So. C, first letter here is C. First letter here is what? A. First letter here is what? H. CAH is what? K. CH is what? K. First letter here is what? T. First letter here is what? O. First letter here is what? A. TOA is what? Twa. TOA is what? Twa. So we now say so ka twa. Say so ka twa. So ka twa. To so ka twa. So ka twa. So ka twa. To so ka twa. So ka twa. So ka twa. So ka twa. Kemi, I think you didn't stand it. Okay. Next stand it. So capture.
So when that man is what? Is a 20. Why of this is what? Defender. And no man.
So capture.
If the defender or the 20.
So now.
Court hearing and proceeding.
So capture.
Oh,
where am I? You can see that's why I brought this out. So capture. So capture. That's sine theta opposite hypotenuse. That's sine theta equals to opposite of hypotenuse. Cos theta equals to adjacent of hypotenuse. Tan theta equals to what? Opposite of what? Adjacent. I get it now. Physics and mathematics, they are friends. You need to know these very well. I get it now. Based on just scalar vector, normally falls around this. They don't bring mostly, although particle of vector is only in YX physics mostly, but also you may see it in that. But this one, they will be giving question that related to bearing and distance. For their scalar and vector. When they say scalar and vector is magnitude and direction. And bearing and distance are related to angle 90 degrees, are related to right angle triangles. I need to have a good knowledge of your right angle triangle. You need to be able to what? Twist your angles and the likes in your triangles. So that's why I'm taking my time to take you all this. I don't go direct to those questions, but I will not go direct to it. So whosoever does not see improve after this, the person does not attend the class. Because I have tried all my best for you people. Now, yeah, let's go on now. Where is our hypotenuse here? Where is our opposite here? Where is our adjacent here?
Was in 19...
Fatima, what's her name? Aisha, where is the hypotenuse? Where is the opposite? Where is the adjacent?
1918.
Hypotenuse is where? 5. Because why is it 5? Why? 90 degrees V shape here is what? 90 degrees, right? That's why it is hypotenuse. You also know the reason of something to help you never forget. Where is your adjacent here? 4, right? Because of it contains acute angle beta, right? Where it's attached to this acute angle beta. Where is the opposite? This plane has no choice than to be opposite, right? So hypotenuse, opposite, adjacent. Now, and the question says that you should look for what? Tan beta, cos beta, sin beta. What is formula for tan beta? Tan beta is what? Tan beta is what? Opposite over what? Adjacent. Now, and the question says we should look for tan beta. So therefore, what is the, where is my opposite value here? Value of opposite 3. Where is my value of adjacent here? 4. That's tan beta equals what? 3 over 4. Isn't it? So therefore, you now divide this. What's 3 over 4? Tan beta 4 is 3 is what? 0 points. You can put little 0 here. That's 30. See now, because 4 cannot go again. 4 can go in. That's why I wrote 0 point. Put 0 here. 4 in 30. 7 times 4 is 28. So it means 4 in 30 will be what? 4. 4 in 30 will be 7. I get to mean that what? 2, right? Put 2 here. 4 into it can't go, right? Increase, put as 0 side, the number will get bigger. 4 in 20, 0.75.
So it is a league.
If you are writing jam, some jam value give. I remember see encounter some values like this when I was going through your CBT questions. You now take down to other side. Beta equals what? Arctan 0.75. Now, what is the meaning of arctan 0.55? Now, what is the value of tan theta that will give you, what value of tan that will give us 0.75? You can use your sense because there is no scientific calculator. You know your tan value? Your tan value, tan 30 equals what? 0.5774. Tan 45 equals to 1. Tan 60 equals to 1.7321. What has happened here? When the value of this theta, the angle beside the tan, when the value is increasing, what happened to this value also? This value is also what? Increasing. Now, this 0.75 is between this 0.5 and 1. This 0.75 is between what? Is between what? 0.5 and what? And 1. I have to read out. 0.75, 0.5774, I mean. 0.75 is between what? 0.5774 and 1, right? So now, your answer will be between 30 and 45. Your answer will be in between what? And 7 is still close to 5. So you have to be around 35. I get it now, 35 upward to 40. You have to be what? 35 upward to what? 40. So you see your option. The answer between what? 35 degrees, might see 35 degrees, 36 degrees. I get you now in your option. So that is what you are going to pick. If you are writing jam. If you are writing YF, NECO, GC, exam, you press your calculator, give you the exact value. So once you press arctan 0.75 for your calculator now. That will be within range of 30 something to 40. Arctan, shift and tan 0.75. Shift. Press shift first. You now press stand. Then you now press 0.75. It cannot be what 40, you know. Pronounce whole number. You are not pronouncing number. 36.86.
You know why? Why?
36.86 degree. Now what did I tell you? Can you see the? What did I tell you? I never check this value in calculator before I come to class. I showed you my team. I never check this value before I come to class. So it just was prediction I have done. Now what I'm going to do, you can do that prediction also. Am I communicating now? So now,
when I become president of USA, they will not be getting married to you.
what does Roman figure 2? This Roman figure 1.
Iraq, Syria.
This Roman figure 2 now. We have to get what? Cos beta.
That was why Giovanni was actually very, very good. Because why?
Cos beta. Cos beta is what?
He was encouraging gay marriage.
Cos beta is what? What's formula for cos beta? Adjacent over hypotenuse, right? Now, where is adjacent? Where is hypotenuse? Where is adjacent in your triangle? 4. Where is the hypotenuse? 5. You now say cos beta. Adjacent is what? 4 over 5. 4 over 5 is what? 0.8 only. Now you now take cos to the other side, right? Now that's beta equals to half cos 0.8. So therefore, how can you now get this value? You go and check cos value, the special angles you have learned. You know that cos 30 is 0.8660. Cos 45 is 0.7071. Cos 60 is what? 0.5. And here you can see as the cos values are increasing. Esther remain standing. As the cos value down, they don't good in this morning. Came late. As the cos value is increasing, everything now, the value is decreasing. Isn't it? So now, and you having a cos 0.8 here. 0.8 is less than 0.860, right? This value is bigger than this. But after this 8, we have nothing, 0 there is. After this 8, you can still have 6 here. So, and this is 0. This is greater than this 0.7, right? So 0.8 can be placed between this and this, right? So therefore, your value and 0.8 is very close to this 0.860. Your value will be between 30 and 35. Your value will be between what? 30 and what? 35. Yeah, press it on your calculator. Shift and cos. Maybe that section of that calculator is wrong. Shift and cos 0.8. 36.86. Still very close. Now 36.86. 36.86. Can you see that this value of angle, this angle value does not change? This angle does not what? Change. We got 36.86. We got 36.86. I get it now. So far you didn't misplace you put in the side very well. So why you put in the sides very well? This value does not change. What of sine beta? Sine beta is what? I have one formula for sine. Opposites over what? Hypotenuse. So now, sine beta opposite is what? Where is opposite? 3. Where is hypotenuse? 5. That's sine beta equals what? 3 over 5. Oh yeah, what now? 3 over 5. Only. Take sine to other side. Beta add sine 0.6. Now, sine 30. What's sine 30? 0.5. What's sine 45? 0.7071. What's sine 60? 0.8660. So, and this is 0.6. It's between 0.7 and 0.5, right? And as the value is increasing, I get it now, the value of this also is increasing. So, my value will be around what, 30 something. I get it now. When you press it, press shift and sign 0.6. That's your beta is what? 36.86 degree. Am I communicating now? You can now write. Please pause the video. Now, look at it. I can move on, right? Let's take this triangle. Where is our opposite? Where is our hypotenuse? Where is our adjacent? I told you that this V shape or this box here is what, 90 degree, right? The line that faces 90 degree is what, hypotenuse, and this line is what, 25 degree. And a angle, acute angle. Acute angle. This is an angle that is attached to this line. And that angle is called what? If the angle is attached to this line, that line will be what? Adjacent. That is to recognize your adjacent. That is the standard way. And this place has no choice than to be what? Opposite. Isn't it? So now, so therefore, what is the question? You have to get what? Tan alpha, cos alpha, sin alpha. What's tan alpha? Tan alpha, what is the formula of tan alpha? That's opposites over what? Adjacent. Now, tan alpha, opposite is where? Where is my opposite value here? 7. Adjacent is what? 24. You now divide. Tan alpha, what's 7 over 24? 0. Go after point, call the number one by one. 0.89. Understanding? 0. What? 29. Don't say 29. You call it one by one. 0.29. Am I going to get it now? You will now take down to other sides. If you remember now, alpha at tan 0.29. Alpha is what? Shift and tan, right? Shift and tan. Oh yeah, let's assume. Now look at it now. 0.29. Tan 30 is what? 0.5774, right? And I'm looking for after 0.29. So that value is not even here, right? It is, as this is increasing, this value is also increasing, right? So by after 0.29 will be maybe 15. Another rating now. So press your scientific calculator. So your option, you see values close to that. Press your option your calculator. So if you are writing Y, NECO, DC, you have to use scientific calculator. Shift and tan 0.29. 16 point. Can you see me guess well? 16 point what? 17. Don't call them together. They are not 10 digits. Now 17, right? Now what's next one? How can you get cos alpha? See it again. What's cos formula? What's the cos formula? Is what? Adjacent. Cos formula is what? Adjacent over what? Hypotenuse. That's car. So car. I call theta equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. Now, cos what? Theta, beta, right? Or cos alpha, right? So cos alpha, adjacent. Where is your adjacent? Where is your adjacent? 24. Why is it 24? Why is your adjacent? Because of it contains acute angle you want to use in your calculation. I get him now. And if this has no choice than to be opposite, because opposite and adjacent are between them 90 degrees. Adeshewa. And hypotenuse is what is facing what 90 degrees. Thereafter, recognize your hypotenuse in a right angle triangle. This is a right angle triangle because it contains what 90 degrees. Because it's what right angle triangle. Because however, adjacent is what 24. Hypotenuse is what 25. What's 24 by 25? 0.96 only. Always limit in 4 decimal places. That's it exactly. Okay, take the other side. That's aquos 0.96. When you check here, 0.96 cos 30 is 0.860. 4.5. When the value here is increasing, this value here is decreasing. 0.7071. So therefore, 0.96 will be before 30, right? That will be around 20 something. What the shift and cost, or it will be value, the same value here. Our cost 0.90 is what? 16 what? 16 point what? 26. It is approximated to 16 degrees, right? If you approximate it, you still get 16 degrees, both of them, to a whole number. Am I converting now? Fade out. What about sine alpha? Can you sine alpha now? Those that are standing, or I should do sine alpha for you. Those that are standing, can you do sine alpha now? Some are not responding. Those that are standing, can you do sine alpha now? I should do sine alpha. You can do it. We are doing sine alpha. You get it, you are going to sit down. You can pause the video. You can pause it. You can attempt this question. Attempt this question. So for these two questions, get the tan alpha cos alpha. Now, get the value of
on their own basis.
I don't want to get the alpha. Just get the.
On their own basis.
Okay, get the alpha as usual. Get the alpha. Although the question says get cos alpha, though, we want to get alpha. I get him now. For these two questions, the more you do it, the better you are. Attempt these two. So both of them. Everything for these two.
They will decide to go or what? Or not. Now, this is common in Nigeria. Some people have PVC, they never vote. And those kind of people are being compared. Who is bad?
Have you put this?
They never vote. They have cargo. They are supposed to military. Many countries do not vote there.
I'm doing correction now. My opposite is 12, my adjacent is 35. And alpha equals to 12 over 35. Oh yeah, what's 12 over 35? Call all the figures that you can see. And alpha 0.3428. There are other figures, right? Call it.
Now this is a party. This is a party, for example. My name is ABC.
Do I need to approximate? And so on and so forth. This is what calculator will give you, right? Now look up now. This is how to do trigonometry. The other one we are doing, we are just getting 2 decimal places direct from the calculator. But you have to believe in your answer in these values in 4 decimal places. When you see tan or sine or cos at the other side, when you divide here. Now 0.3428. You target 5 numbers after points. When you target 5 numbers after points, approximate the 5th digit. That 5 will become 1. Add that 1 to this 8. That's 9. That's what? Tan what? Alpha equals to 0.3429. So this is the value you'll be working with for everything. So the answer will look very alike. So now, you now take tan to the other side. After what? 0.3429.
Now, look at what.
Shift and tan.
The election within the party. The election within the party.
18.92, right? Degree. What's the next one? Cos alpha. Cos alpha is what? Adjacent over what? Hypotenuse. Where is your adjacent? Where is the hypotenuse? 7, right? Adjacent cos alpha. Look at what I'm doing. Adjacent is what? 35. Hypotenuse is what? 37. So I divide this. 0.94. Don't write this. You will not get accurate answer. Please. Other values started here. Leave it in 4 decimal place. That is 5 numbers after points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Approximate if you did it. I like to wait it now. 7/7 is just 0.94.
Based on your state. How many states do you have? Nigeria.
Can you talk about the way now? They won't be on. We target 5 numbers after point. What are the 5 numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, right? And approximate what? Approximate. This is the 5th one, right? 4. The number from 0 to 4. In approximation, they will become 0. 5 to 9, they become 1. And now for approximation, they go 0, right? Our value is 0.9459. To cause what? You don't need to write a long number like this. You don't need to write this. This is what you need to write from the calculator. 0.9459. Fill it down. Let's take it to the other side. And cause what? 0.9459. It means standing. That's what? Can you see now? Can you see my own now? Now you getting 17 somewhere, you getting 19 somewhere. The value is not too far. What of turnover? That's what opposite over what? Turnover. Sign, right? Sign over. Sign is what? Opposite over what? What sign now? What's opposite? Where is opposite here now? 12 over 35. What's 12 over 35? 0 point what? Into 40. Okay, hypotenuse is 37, right? Okay. Now, arc sine 0.3 to 40. Can you see mine is different from yours? This is how to do trigonometry. So, adjust your second question like that.
And 20. Are we following now? In this election, it's similar. Guess what? There's nobody more second ballot. Because I know a single strong winner.
Don't do that. This is how. Don't do this. Follow instruction. Once you divide this like this, target 5 numbers after point, approximate it to 4 decimal place. Simple. So now 9, 9, 9.
15. The worst of the party. Number 2. Oh yeah.
Níbo ni bùkún yẹn wà? Kó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa tún ṣe àbí? Níbo ló wà? Ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì wà mẹ́rin ṣá. Ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ọba sì kò sọ.
It is an election, right? I lost his answer for it.
9:30.
Yeah, what's the balance?
So saying you have to have a good knowledge of triangle.
Answer the question, please. When was our first?
A good knowledge of triangle and your special rules must be in your brain.
When was our first election?
I have solved what this, right? I have done the question of this. I have told you how to recognize your hypotenuse, your opposites, and your adjacents. Let me reiterate it again. A line that faces this box or this V shape, whatever you call it, is called what? Hypotenuse. In your calculation, a angle that you want to use in your calculation, the line that is attached to that angle is called adjacent, adeshewa. And other line does not have choice than to be what? Opposites. So when I was telling you other values, other words,
It's 1964.
I have shown you guys so many instances. This is hypotenuse. Why is it hypotenuse? Where is facing what? 90 degrees. And this is adjacent because I will need this theta in my calculation. It's attached to this line. A 90 degrees is always between adjacent and hypotenuse. And this is what? Adjacent and opposite, I mean. And this is opposite. What of this? You draw a what? A diagram like this under a vector question that will give you a right angle triangle like this. To be able to recognize your adjacent. Your adjacent is not this. Your adjacent is this place. Because of it contains acute angle you want to use in your calculation. And this one is the opposite. This is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse must face what? 90 degrees. So because you want to use this angle in your calculation, this is your adjacent. This. And here you have what? Here is your adjacent here. Is it this place or this place? Why is your adjacent? Because it contains acute angle you want to use. Acute angle between 0 to 90 degrees. 0 between 0 and 90 degrees. It contains acute angle you want to use. So this is your adjacent. And this is your hypotenuse. Facing 90 degrees. This is your what? Opposite. I'm just reiterating. Anything now, please take notes. Take note of this. So now let's now go back to. I also said sine. You have to know sine formula, cos formula, and tan formula. I said sine what? Theta equals to what? Over hypotenuse, which is so. Cos theta equals to what? Adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan theta equals to what? Opposite for adjacent. You need them on that first question based on jam syllabus. Mostly they don't bring out paragon or vector. This is where question comes from. A question related to bearing and distances, which will form a right angle triangle for you. That's how jam. And when you are going to be, that's what you see mostly. I can't lie to you. I get to you now. So now, where am I? This is it, right? Where is the adjacent? Where is the hypotenuse? Where is the opposite? Adjacent is this line because there is 90 degrees on it, and there is an acute angle I want to use. And this is your opposite. This is your what? Hypotenuse because it's facing what? 90 degrees. Sin theta. O the opposite. H is hypotenuse. So K is what? Cos theta. A is adjacent. H is hypotenuse. And what? 2 is what? Tan theta. O is opposite. A is what? Adjacent. So therefore, and I also say we should get this what? Tan beta, sin beta, cos beta. So we are going to use the formula, we got the answer. You can meet your colleagues. You can meet your colleagues. We also solved this question, and we have solved this. This is the next last one, right? Now, I was asked to get my beta. This is the last question under this subtopic here. This trigonometry. I took it to trigonometry because you need a good knowledge of what? Trigonometry. Now, even other aspects of physics also. Now, how can I get this beta? We can get that, okay. I can get it in many ways. Now I can use what? Sine formula, right? Sine beta equals what? Opposite over what? Hypotenuse, right? Where is the opposite here? 3. Where is the hypotenuse? 5. Facing 90 degrees. Sine beta. Opposite is what? 3. Hypotenuse is what? 5. Sine beta 3 over 5. And this 0.6 only, right? You now take sine to other side. When you take sine to other side, I do the jam, there is no calculator. There is no calculator. You have no calculator, but there is no scientific calculator. How are I going to get this value? Sarah, what is the special angle I gave you yesterday? What special angle I gave you yesterday? Please listen attentively. What does sin 30? Sin what? 30 is what? 0.5. Cos what? Now, sin what? 45 is what? 0.7071. Sin what? 60 is what? 0.8660. Now, and sin 90 is what? 1. And you can see that I told you that when you take sine to other side, if you give what? 30 equals what? And sine 0.5. Like take sine to other side, just like inverse of sine, inverse 1 over. Now add sine 0.5. shift and sign is how you press. As you know, I'm going to give you 30 back, right? So when you see axis 0.5, you know that value is 30 degree. When you take this to the other side, you have it 45, axis what? 0.7071. Now that what? 45 degree. And here I'm having axis 0.6. And 0.5 is 0.7. 0.6 is within there, right? So my value will be between what? 30 and 40, right? So you see it in your option. The value will be between what? 30 and what? 40. Am I waiting now? So you have to be very, very smart. Once you have a calculator in your jam. So therefore, what now sign 0.6? There's 6.86 degree. What next one? I can also use what? Cos what to get my beta that I can say. So I have adjacent and hypotenuse. Because cos formula is what? Cos theta equals cos beta is what? Adjacent over what? Hypotenuse. Where is my adjacent here? 4. Where is my hypotenuse? 5. Cos what? Beta. Adjacent is 4 over 5. Now, cos what? Beta. 4 over 5 is what? Take cos to the other side. Beta. And cos what? 0.8. Beta. Shift and cos, right? A6 degree. Can you see it's still the same value? What does I can also use tan? What tan formula? You have to know it. Tan what? Beta is what? Opposite over what? Adjacent. Tan beta. Opposite is what? Where is your adjacent? 4. Now tan beta. Tan 3 over 4 is what? Now take tan to the other side, right? Now beta is what? Tan 0.75. Beta shift and tan. There is 6.86 degree. Can you say I got exact value? So that's it. Now you have to have knowledge. You have to be grounded in knowledge of what? Trigonometry. So now, Pythagoras theorem. I have shown you how to get angles. Sit down. Okay, special case. A friend gave me the time to be coming. Now, I have told you. She's selling something for her mom before she comes. I have taught you how to get angles. Everything. And when you have two sides in a right angle, what? Triangle, right? Now, look at it now. But you don't have angles and you have two sides of a right angle triangle. And you are looking for third side. How can I get third side? You are going to use Pythagoras theorem. You are going to use what? Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. What's Pythagoras theorem formula? Hypotenuse square equals what? Square square. Now you have recognized all these sides, all these angles, all these sides in your what? Right angle triangle. Now a triangle that has 9 degrees is called right angle triangle. Hypotenuse square equals opposite square plus sine square. Now you have to get this m. This m is it opposite to hypotenuse or adjacent? M is what? Hypotenuse. And you have opposite and adjacent, right? So you can get it right by you are applying this formula. Now you are going to write what? M squared. Opposite is what? 4 squared. Adjacent is what? 7 squared. M squared. 4 squared is what? 16. 7 squared is what? 49. M squared. 16 plus 49 is what? 65. How are you going to get your value of them? When you have square like this, you are going to square both sides. S square root of M is now square root of 65, right? Square root of 65. You get your answer. What's square root of 65? What's square root of 65? 8.06. That's it. How can I get this? How can I get this over to x? You are going to get x. I think I get yourself, right? X is what? Hypotenuse also, right? Let me get other ones. I'll give them this one as class work. How can I get this over 4? This is opposite, right? Opposite. And therefore, I'll use my formula. What is my formula? Hypotenuse squared equals what? Opposite squared plus what? Adjacent squared. Hypotenuse is what? 13 squared. Opposite is what? Y squared. Adjacent is what? 12 squared. Am I calculating now? Now 13 squared is what? 169. Y squared 144. Take this other side. 169 minus 144 equals to y squared. That's 25, right? 25 equals to y squared. Y squared. Y, you square both sides, right? Square cannot square. That's square root of 25 is what? 5. Now, you can see this woman to go. Must go 2 and 3 is your class. So I have got a similar question. I did looking for opposite. I've got similar question for hypotenuse. Let me look for adjacent. I have done this. I have done something similar to this now. This and this. I have done something similar to this. I look for hypotenuse here. I have done something similar to this. I look for opposite here. This is not the question I solved exactly. But this is your own class start. But now, let me do something similar to this. This is adjacent. Let me get adjacent for this. So your class will now be, we have got 2, we have got 3, and we have got 6. Let me get it now. So now, therefore, we have got now, this is what? I look for adjacent, right? Now, this is opposite 4. This is what? Hypotenuse 5, right? That's what? 5 squared, we have got 5 here. 5 equals to what? Opposite is what? 4 squared. Hypotenuse is 5. Opposite is 4 squared. Adjacent is x squared. Now that's 25 minus 16 equals to what? X squared. This is now what? 9. 9 equals to x squared. Square both sides, right? X equals to what? 3. Oh yeah, attempt before I be very fast. Now we have done Scalar, we have done Pythagoras theorem. I have done justice to these topics. Now, before. Attempt. I structure my class to the extent that lowest person will understand what I'm doing. That's why I structured this class. So there's no excuse for anybody. There's no excuse for anybody.
Abacha would have died and not been man if it could be. Not what you can say. Abacha would have died and not been man.
You can sit down. Money, how's your health now? Sorry. Bukum is inside. Yes. He's the only student. I didn't feel that. You didn't feel that yesterday also. He's the only student. Can't take him. Inside that class. But inside that class, I think they will not use that class. They will use it for CRS. But you can take it for. Next part is to solve.
And this is the last question. For example, we power, we progressive. The many things you have, trying to solve that question for what you are praying. If you do like this, functional division.
Oh.
Either English or you
I love this. How are you going to solve this question? How are you going to solve this question? We are looking for beta.
It is an election.
This is where they want to test your knowledge of Scalar very well. We are looking for beta. Look up. Where is your opposite? Where is your adjacent? Where is your hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is. So now you are looking for beta, and you have your adjacent value. You have your opposite value. So which formula has adjacent and opposites at the same time? Tan, right? Tan is equal to opposite value. That's tan beta equals what? Opposite over what? Adjacent, right? Tan what? That's tan what? Beta. Opposite is what? Is 15. Adjacent is what? 8. Oh yeah. So now say tan what? Tan beta. 15 over 8 is what? 1.875, right? Beta equals what? And tan 1.875. Beta, you are present. Now, you don't even though you don't ask your science calculator, I have taught you yesterday, you are yesterday now. I have taught you yesterday that tan 30 is what? 0.5774. Tan what? 45 is what? 1. Tan what? 60 is what? 1.7321. If you check this value here is greater than this value. So therefore, if you take down the other side, it will be tan 1.72, and that will be 60 degrees, right? So therefore, the value here, your answer will be greater, because as this is increasing, this is also increasing. Your answer will be what? Greater than 60. That's 60 something. Everything now 60 something. Your answer will be 60 something, isn't it? Now 61, right? So now when you see your jam, I want to see this in jam like this too. Jam GPT. So you just pick that 61 because your answer will be greater than 60. That's 61 what? 92. What is Y? Faji lower. If it's Y, you have calculator to press that you get the answer. What of she's working. Sit down. So CRS students, wait on Mr. David. Evening. CRS students. Mr. Alan is there for your CRS class. Economics students remain there. IRS students, we are having 4 hours IRS class with Mr. Usman, 10 to 2, 4 hours class tomorrow on Saturday. Mr. White is not available for now. His father is dead, so he doesn't have time for now. Now, this girl. Okay, sit down. Ṣé student tí mo làwọn máa jókòó sí? Ṣé economics ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe economics? Láìsí ibà yìí. Abẹ́rẹ́ lẹ́fẹ́ lẹ́tà abẹ́rẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́fẹ́ nítorí káyọ̀ ẹ̀ máa lọ ṣe kí ní àbí. Where man? What's the next one? What's the question here? Okay, let me put the question. You have to get theta. Everything now. You can get the theta, right? You know your adjacent. Adjacent is 7. Opposite is what? 24. What about this question here? Where is the adjacent? 35. Where is the opposite? 12 now. So therefore, how can I get alpha here? The adjacent is here because your angle that you are going to use your calculation is attached to this line. And this is your 90 degree. And your hypotenuse facing what? 90 degree. So this is your adjacent, this is your opposite. And from that adjacent and opposite is what? Tan. So you now say what? Tan what? Alpha equals what? Opposite of adjacent. That is what? 12 over what? 35. That divide this now. Tan alpha is now what? 0.28, right? Take down the other side. Alpha is now tan what? 0.3428. Now alpha is now shift and tan. 928, right? 18.92. And then look at it. Tan 30 is 0.5774. So now this is, and you check the alignment of this value and this value. But is this one increasing? Yes. And this value also is increasing? Yes. Some of them are increasing, some are decreasing in this slide. Like that, of course. If I'm not mistaken, yes. Did it? But for this time is increasing this place also. Now the value of what less than this 30 degree. So I think I have I can let me solve this one. Or how are you going to solve this together? How are you going to solve this now? Where is your adjacent? Where is your adjacent? Why is it 24? Because your arctic you want to use your calculation is attached to that line, isn't it? And there's 90 degree on it, right? Where is your hypotenuse? This is line because it's facing 90 degree, right? And this is opposite. So we are looking for alpha. How are you going to get alpha? You are given two sides. You tell what are the name of two sides you are given? Opposites and adjacent, right? You now go for your formula in Scalar. The one that opposite and adjacent is what? Tan. That is now you will say what? Tan what? Tan what? Alpha equals what? 7 over what? 24. You divide this. Tan what? Alpha equals what's over 24? 0.299. Now say 291. 4 decimal place. 2916. Take down to other side. That's after what? 0.2916. Yeah, alpha is now what now? Alpha is now what now? 3.25 degree. So now, I've solved 3 if I'm not mistaken, right? Out of 6, I did 3. You are going to do 3. What are the ones I solved? What are the ones I solved? Number 1, number 4, and number 5, right? I did 4. Is it 4 I did? I did 4. I did 3, right? Number 1, number what?
1, 3, and 5.
I've done number 1, 3, number 1, number 3, and number 5, right? So number 1, 3, and 4, right? So you are going to attempt number 5, attempt number 2. So what you are going to attempt is number 2, attempt this one now. What of this one? I have not done this. Where is 24 and 7 here? Okay, you are going to attempt 2 and 6. Yeah, attempt it. That 6 is different. How are you going to get that 6? That 6 is different. It's a case whereby you are given angle and you are given hypotenuse, and you are looking for opposites. Hey, number 6, you are given what? Angle, you are given hypotenuse, and you are looking for what? Opposites. Which formula contains all those things? Angle, all the formulas of tan, sine, and cos has angle, theta. But which one has hypotenuse and opposites that you are looking for? Look at this girl, you are still writing in your life again. Sine, right? You don't know how to learn that. I teach you how to, you didn't listen to my instruction. You don't learn like, I don't learn like that. I will not know anything. If I learn, I will not come and teach you here. You not do this. I didn't learn like this. Don't learn like this. Listen to my instruction. Don't waste your time. Where am I? Sine, right? Now, sine has opposite and hypotenuse, right? That you have to say sine 60 equals what? Opposite. That's sine what? Sine 60 equals opposite is what? Y. Hypotenuse is now what? 6, right? You now consider what sine 60? Times what? 6 equals what? Y, right? You multiply. Y is now what? Multiply this, right? You get the value, right? So do that. We are doing number 2. There are other questions there, don't worry.
My mom said that they're ready for you. I'm going to.
Your mom did not call me.
She just call me.
Be fast. You have got your answer, right? What's your answer? 20.62. Don't say 62 after point. Call the number 62. 20.62 degree. 20.62 degree. 20.62 degree. Let me go to the next question. Someone get 20, someone get 22. Let me do it then. 22.62. Okay. Oh yeah, what are others? Oh yeah. Have you not got to answer? Now, you are looking for not adjacent to. This is opposite or adjacent, and this is adjacent, right? I think I solved it. I solved something similar to it. So. Be fast. I solve it. This is what I solve. You can see. I'm looking for opposites. Sarah, I have my hypotenuse. Because sine theta. Can you see more reason why you have to be here by 7:30? There's someone that is always consistent. Always. What's normally put this place? 7:30. Always here 7:30. Opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is your adjacent is your angle that is attached to this line. I get him now. And your hypotenuse is what? 3. Eh? So you now do your mathematics. This is 50, 5 and 0. You should go. You are tired of sitting, right? You are tired of sitting.
No,
Okay. You can't see this one like this. Okay, baby, come and sit at the front now. Go, see, oh, they really nobody. You have not got it. Why? Okay. Well, let's solve. Look at it now. This is your 90 degree, right? A line. What's your name? What is he saying? What is he saying? What's your name? Aisha. A line that faces this one is hypotenuse. We are given value of hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is what? 3. And this is theta. Theta is what? 50 degree. And this is what? Opposites. Opposite y is what? Opposites. The opposite is what? Opposite is what? Y. You now look for Aisha, you look for formula that has all these 3 things. Sure, all the formula has theta. But not all the formula has this combination. In your what? So, ka, toi. So in my Sokatra, the formula that has this combination of hypotenuse and opposite, I'll go and look for it there. Which one? Puzzle. That's what? So, right? And that's a sine. Theta equals what? Opposite over what? Hypotenuse. Sine theta. Theta is 50 degree, right? Sine 50 degree equals opposite is what? Y. Hypotenuse is what? 3. Cross multiply. That's sine 50 is what? 0.7660, right? Times what? You cross multiply. When you multiply this, we used to multiply this. That's times 3. Equals what? Y. Y. Multiply this. What's not the answer? 2.29. I get me now. Aisha, can you see now? Guys, it's very simple. Class, how are we going to attempt this? Where is the opposite? Where is the adjacent? Where is the hypotenuse? So now, you now know Aisha, you look for combination. You is what you are looking for. Look for the combination in your formula. And this is opposite, this is adjacent. Which one has opposite and adjacent? Tan, right? That now say what? Tan what? 30. Because the opposite is what? 4. Adjacent is what? 1. That 30 is what? 0.5774, right? Times y equals to 4. What are you going to do to this mathematics? When you have 2y equals to 4, you divide by what? 2, right? So therefore, divide by what? 0.5774, right? 0.5774. Oh yeah, this you can't do this. Y is now what now? 4 over 0.5774. What is the answer? 6.92, right? I believe. Oh yeah, attempt this. I love this. Let me attempt this. I'll give you other ones to attempt. Okay. Okay. Let's do it together. Let's think together. Let's think together. Class. Let's think together. Should I play this? Let's think together. What are you giving here, Aisha? You are given adjacent, right? And you are given what? Hypotenuse. That given adjacent means you have to look for adjacent. Now you are given hypotenuse. And sure you have your theta, 60 degree. Which formula has this combination, adjacent and hypotenuse? Cos, right? That's what? Cos what? Cos 60 cos what? Adjacent is what? X. Hypotenuse is what? 7. Cos 60 is what? 0.5. You cos multiply. Times 7 equals what? X. 0.5 means 1/2, right? That's half of 7. That's 3.5. X equals what? 3.5. That's just it. That's just it. That's just it. Attempt this. Attempt this. Pause it, please. After 0.5384 will now be less than 30. That will be 28 or 27. Isn't it? So your option you see, can see option A, 30 degree. Option B, 40 degree. Option C, 28 degree. Option D, maybe 60 degree. What are you going to pick? Good. So yeah, press calculator. What's the real value? Guys, I've not shown this question before, I swear. I just guessing, just your mind. Like your mind should be free. I get him now. Don't imagine your don't be angry with somebody. Let your mind be free. Since right since you come, idea will come. 28. That since that it was 28, right? Point what? I've been now 29. When you are scared and your attention, your mind will not be free to make use of your potential. You have the potential. So now, let's go on now. Okay, how are we going to attempt this now? This is what? Hypotenuse. This is what? Opposite. So what are you going to do now? We are going to use what now? Sine, right? Sine has what? Opposite and hypotenuse. That's not sine what? Beta equals what? Opposite is what? 2. Hypotenuse is what? 6. That's now what? 2 over 6 is what? This is what? 0.3333, right? Now, that's sine beta. You now take beta sine the other side. Beta is now what? Arc sine was 0.3333. So beta is now what now? 19.46 degree. So that's just it. I believe you can do this yourself, right? Oh yeah, tell me about 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5. I tell me I've got 3, 4, 5. 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 The first answer, your first answer for theta is 7 point what? What of your second answer, theta? What of your third answer? Okay. Voila. 38. Point what? Okay, go good. Well done. Well done. So class tax social. I think you have done enough class tax this morning.
Yes.
You have done enough class tax this morning. Which one is what? Good. If I go into this, you know cardinal point, right? Now, back to physics. We have moved from mathematics back to what? Physics. We have north, south, west, east, right? Between north and east, we score what? Northeast. Between north and west, it's called what? Northwest. Between south and east, it's called what? Southeast. Between south and west, it's called what? Southwest. So that class, what's this? Hope you are playing, right? What's this? Northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest. I can't hear you. Northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest. Okay, good. Well done. Okay, class. If I say north 45 degree west or north 40 degree west, how am I going to write it? If I say north 40 degree west, north 40 degree west, north 50 degree east, north 45 degree east, or let me say west, north 45 degree east, south 40 degree west, south 50 degree east. Am I calculating now? Now, south 70 degree west, south 80 degree east. How am I going to do this? I'll draw my cardinal points. Hope the camera is there, right? North, south, west, east. You are going to measure from the North Pole. When I say North Pole, this is North Pole. This is South Pole. This is West Pole. This is East Pole. This line is called North Pole. North 40 degree west. You will draw a line measuring going from the north. Okay, east is coming from the north, going to west direction. I get you now. 40 degree. Am I calculating now? What of north 50 degrees? You know, everything here is 90 degree, right? Between north and east is 9 degree. Between where north and west is 9 degrees. South and east is 9 degrees. South and west. Now, north 50 degree is draw This is what 50 what degree. Non-45 degree west. Non-45 degree. How are you do it? That will be more than 40 degree, right? That's half of 90, right? Non-45 degree west. That's what are you going to do? This is what 45 degree. This is your north. This is your west. Now, what I don't want to draw cardinal point, you can just say draw a line. Draw a line. I get him now, and put this place 45 degree. If you are doing vector, you don't need to be drawing for cardinal point like this, because it's for cardinal point. Draw a line north. This line is representing north. This is now what? West. What of north 45 degrees? What was the instruction? Adeshewa. North, east, 45 what? Degree, right? North, east, 45. Now, this is not 45 degrees. Don't write the angle here. That's the mistake you can make. Don't what? Write the angle with this horizontal. Write the angle with the vertical. If you are given something like this. What does 40 degree west? You draw a line going to the down part. Where is west? This place, right? You now will draw you measure the angle from the vertical line. South 40 degree west. For this south, measure angle from this vertical, not from this horizontal line. This is what south. What does south 50 degrees? 50 degree. South, east. Where you like put my angle here, I'll put my angle here. This place, 50 degrees. So this is south, 50 degree east, right? Can you see? What of south 70 degree west? Do that in your notes. South 80 degrees east. South 70 degree west, south 80 degrees. Do that in your notes. So soon we also go to chemistry, rate of chemical reaction. We are going to study factors affecting rate of chemical reaction. Factors affecting rate of chemical reaction. Oh yeah, after I have done that, we'll go to question. Although this might be never question, jam questions, CBT questions are like this also. I get him now. You see it in your CBT. I will cover this. I want to solve questions similar to this kind of question today. I get him now. So if possible, we can do CBT. I'm not going to get him now. Yeah, on scalar and vectors. Oh yeah. Are you ready? Hope you have done it in your notes. Let me see. South what? What's the question? And what again? Good of you. I can see scholars here. I can see scholars. Well done. Yes. You have not done it. You don't know it. Because of the came needs. You need to meet teacher, please. Where is the other one? I want it in one, no problem. I want it in separate places. Where is yours? I want it in separate place, but no problem. Where is yours? This is it, right? So where is yours? Okay. Good. Now, I dey want to go by. Oh yeah, plate. It's on, right? Now, oh yeah, a boy travels what? 12 kilometers eastward. Where is east? This direction, right? You drop. Listen first. Listen. Later. 12 kilometers eastward. Now, a boy is to a point B. To a point B. The end of this place is B. And then 5 kilometers what? Southward. Where is the boy now? Is the boy still here or the boy is there? And then what? 5 kilometers south. Where is south? Down or up? And then 5 kilometers southward. Now the line should be small because 5 is smaller than 12. Southward ahead to another point C. What now this point here? C. Calculate what the difference between the magnitude of the displacement of the boy and the distance traveled by him. When I did see it, I saw that question. I saw it in this material, in this textbook. Now look at it now. Normally, sometimes Jan will say find the displacement and the direction. I get it now. But yeah, you are looking for two things. After you have got the displacement, you are going to add all the total distance he has traveled. What total distance boy has traveled now? 17 kilometers. So you need to go and get the displacement first. After you get the displacement, you will now go and what? You will now subtract the total distance from what? The displacement. I get him now. So calculate the difference between the magnitude of the displacement of the ball and total distance traveled by what? By him. So therefore, how can I get the displacement here? I told you yesterday, this is your displacement. Your displacement is the resultant of these two. I get it now. The resultant of these two distance. This is your displacement. In this way, right angle triangle, isn't it? This thing, what is the angle here? 90 degrees, right? Where is the hypotenuse? D. Where is that just said? This can be added, this can be opposite, right? Let's go on now. That's now what? Displacement is what? D squared, hypotenuse squared, because opposite squared is what? 5 squared plus what? 12 squared. D squared, 5 squared is what? 25. 12 squared is what? 144. So now D squared is now what now? 16. Now what are you going to do? Square root both sides. So now D is now what now? 13 kilometers. Now, Jan will tell you get direction. Let me focus on this question. Now look at it now. Where am I? Now we are going for different between displacement and distance. All distance traveled by him. Displacement is 13 kilometers. What of distance? Distance is what? 17 kilometers, right? What now the difference between them now? 17 minus 13. 4 kilometers. Option what? So the difference between them, the difference is now what? 17 minus 13. That's what 4 kilometers. Option A. Right. Write the question, write the solution. Hope there is still light there, right? Good. What if Jam told you get the displacement and the direction? You are going to draw your cardinal points from this point here. Okay, before I draw it, how does the displacement, is it that going from here to this place or going from here to this place? Listen. In a vector, displacement is the shortest distance between your initial position and your final position, right? Where is the initial position? Where is final position? So the person is starting from this place to this place. Now, look up, this vector start from here, right? And ended here. I mean, let me assume this is a vector. It is a vector because it's a displacement. Because it's 5 kilometers southward. It's a displacement also, right? It started from here and ended here. This one started from here and ended here, right? Now, your resultant will always start from one end of one vector and ending end point of another vector. You start from one end of one vector and end in another end point of another vector. So this is it's going in this direction. It's going in this direction. It's going in this direction. But the one that is not a resultant, I will see this stage you need to get this. The one that is not a resultant, if you have three vector, the one that is not, how can you recognize a resultant? You will still get to that point. The one that is not a resultant, we start from end point of one and still end in end point of another vector. This is we start from the beginning of one and still end the beginning of another vector. What is the beginning of this vector? This is the beginning, right? This vector is ending here. Where is the beginning of this vector here? This is the beginning, right? It's starting from here. So it starts from the beginning of one vector, ending with the beginning of another vector. So it's not a resultant. We have started now. Listen very well. This one is starting now. Look at it now. It's starting from the ending of this vector. Ending at what? Ending of this vector, right? It's not a resultant. But a resultant in three vectors, we have three vectors here, 1, 2, 3. A resultant start from beginning of one vector and end at the end of another vector. This is a what? Resultant. I'll still show you too many diagrams. So if you have to recognize your resultant, now when you see diagram like this, where is the resultant? Where is the resultant in this vector? When you have three vectors like this, the resultant is maybe vector A, vector B, vector C. And now say which one is the correct option. 500. Now, what is the square root of 25? What's square root of 25? 5. Now, when you have the square root of 100, what's square root of 100? 10. What is the square root of 36? What's square root of 36? 6. When you have the square root of 3,600, 3,600, 3,600 means 36 times 100. It means what? Times what? 3,600 means what? 36 times what? So this square root of 3,600 means what? Square root of 36 times what? 100. I get you now. What square root of 36? 6. What square root of 100? 10. You will now multiply them together. That's what? 60. Can you see it before that is shower?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, what you look for the square root of this? Square root both sides. Square root cancel. What square root of 2,500? That's square root of 25 times 100. What square root of 25? 5. What square root of 100? 10. That's now what? R is now what? 50 kilometer. And you have to get the direction. What are you going to do? From this end point, you draw a cardinal point, north, south. I get you now. This is the direction, right? That's what you can say. However, I get you now. But before you get this, you need to get this theta. I get you now.
Yes.
That you are having opposite and what? Adjacent, right? That's now what? Tan theta equals opposite is what? 40. Adjacent is what? 30. That's tan what? Theta equals to 0.04/3 is what? 1 point what? That take tan to other side. Theta arc tan 1.333. That's theta is now what? 50 point what? 12, right? Now, tan 60 is 1.7321, right? Now, so therefore, tan 50.12. Now, look at it now. You need to get your alpha. How can you get your alpha? Subtract from 90. Alpha equals to 90 minus what? 33.12, right? That's look up. Don't write anything. You are fond of that. I'll slap you. That's 36.88. Now, your alpha is your direction, right? In what direction? This is north, right? This is right. That's what? North what? 36.8, or let's say 36.9 what? Degree east. That's 30 kilometer, 36.989 degree east, right? 30 kilometer. Is it 50? 50 kilometer in 36.99 degree. But this method is still long. Listen, this method is still what? Based on geometry. This is parallel line. This angle here and this angle here, they are the same. Based on geometry, this angle here and this angle here, they are what? They are the same. So instead of getting this one first, so starting from 90, you are wasting time. Look up, based on geometry, this direction here, this angle here, and this angle here, they are what? The same. Though you can draw your cardinal point, but don't stress yourself to go and get this place. Just say this place is alpha. Just get this place straight away. Once you get this place, it is equivalent to what? This one. How can I get this place? This is what? This will be what? Adjacent, right? This is what? Opposite, right? So therefore, my adjacent and opposite. What am I going to do? I'm looking for this angle, right? That's now what? In alternative method, alternative way, and what? Alpha equals adjacent is what? Opposite is what? 30, right? 30. In another way now, over adjacent, 40. That's now what? Tan what? Alpha. That's this cancels the 3/4 is what? 0.75. It's going to be easy for you like this. Because you know that tan 30 is what? 0.5774. You know that tan what? Tan 60 is what? 1.7321. And you know that tan 45. What's tan 45? 1. So 0.75 between 0.5 and 1, right? Which the value will be between 30 and 45, right? So how can we project it? 0.5 is half of 0.1. That's 30 something. 30 so I get it now. 30 something, right? 37, right? 36. You see your option in your answer. I get it now. So now your alpha is at what? 0.75. Your alpha is what? 36.88. I get it. You have got your direct 86. So you now say what? Is in what? Not what? Not what? 36.86 degree east. I get you now? Not what? 86 degree what? All of it 36.9, right? Degree what is? That's your direction. And your displacement is what? Your resultant displacement is what? 50 kilometer. Am I calculating now? Write this, and this is another method of getting direction. But you have to draw a cardinal point from the end point of your displacement. Look at this question. Wake that girl up. Two vectors. What's the meaning of right angle? What did I tell you the meaning of right angle? 90 degrees. Two vectors, 10 Newton and what? 15 Newton. Act at right angles. Find their resultant. Two vectors, 10 Newton. You write 10 Newton and what? Act at what? Right angles. That between them, there is 90 degrees between them. Between them, there is what? There is what? 90 degrees what? Between them. That's the right angle. Find their resultants. Hope is on, right? With one is on. How can I get the right angle? How can I get the right angle? I mean, how can I get the resultant? Mere looking at it, you can get the resultant. Pythagoras theorem. Look up. Go and know this in your brain. 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared. You don't need to solve this question. You just look at it and get the answer. 7 squared, 8 squared is compulsory for you because there is no time in physics. 11 squared, 12 squared, 13 squared, 14 squared, 15 squared, 16 squared, 17 squared, 18 squared, 19 squared, 20 squared, 21 squared, 22 squared, 23 squared, 24 squared, 25 squared, 26 squared, 27 squared, 28 squared, 29 squared, 30 squared. We have to do that. Let's go. 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169, 196, 225. Can I see the importance of knowing this? 25. That's 256. These 289, and this is what? 324. Now 19, that's 361, 400, 441, 484, that's 529, that's 625, no 6, 529, 584, 625, 6, 576, yes, say yes, 576. 289, yes. I mean 289, and it was my hand, I was 6. Now, this 26 squared, that's 6, 676. 729, and this is 784. That's 841 and 900. Oh yeah, me looking at it, let's get the answer. Can you see? You have to know them in your brain if you're writing jam. You want to be really fast with your exam. Now, this is r squared in your brain equals to what? 10 squared plus what? 15 squared. 10 squared is what? 100. 15 squared is what? 225. So 25 plus 100 is what? 325. You now say square root of what? 325. How do you press square root in calculator, in jam calculator? You first press 325, you will now press square root. First thing. You don't just press square root like the way you use your normal calculator. In jam calculator, first press 325, you now press what? Square root. I get it now. You first press 325, you now press square root. I get it now. And it's going, is the answer 324 and 325, are they not close? So the answer will be around 17.9 or 18.10. So your resultant is what? 18 what? 18 point what? 02 Newton. That's it. You just pick your answer. Did I write any calculation? Did I write any calculation? I know that this is what Pythagoras theorem problem because I have two sides and on the third side you are going to apply Pythagoras theorem. So that's it. That's it. 18.02. That's your answer. That's your answer. So you write the question, write the solution. Everybody attend this question. A plane flies 200 kilometers due north. Is at north now. And then 150 kilometers due east. Is at east where you go like this. Find the resultant displacement. After you have got the resultant, I want you to also get the direction. Do any correction? Someone clean, Victor cleans parts. Have you written down your squares? Write down your squares. You have to know it. If you don't clean this one, let them write it down. Everybody will ask you, clean this one. Everybody will ask you for your square next week, Monday. You study 5-5. I believe you have known to this place. You even know this one, say you know this one. 5-5. 5-5. Weekend you finish it. I believe you know 7 square. You know 5-5. Weekend you finish it. You have to know it. You have to what? Part of my assignment. No, that's from this I will start with the kid, right? I'll start with the kid. I'll warm you up if you can't tell me all the square in your brain. Let me that day. I know you know this one. You know 9 square is 81. But you have to go and cram it. 5-5-5. 3 days you have known it. So starting from today. So on Monday you are delivering it for me. 1 to 30. Now, where am I? Where am I? Oh, yeah, look at this here. Where is the question? A plane flies what? 200 kilometers due what? Due north, right? This is north. 200 kilometers. And then 150 kilometers due east. Where is east? 150 kilometers. Find the resultant displacement. Starting from this place to this place, right? Now, therefore, what are we going to do now? Because it's there, the resultant will be from here to this place. Now, Pythagoras theorem is r squared equals to what? That's just think 200 times 200. That's 2 times 2, 4, right? The remaining 4 0, put it here. 150 squared. That's 15 times 15. 150 times 150, right? 15 times 15 is 2 to 5, right? What's that next thing now? That's the 2,500. I told you this thing, you don't need to stress your life. This thing means what? 625 minus 100, right? What 625? 25, right? Square root of 625 is 25. As you know, 25 square is 65. 100 is 10. 250 kilometers, right? What's the answer for? You can use this to get your direction. You can also do that like this also. This and this, they are the same. They are what? They are the same. Alternate can go here. I get him now. So if you like, use this place. Get your direction here. Just say alpha. Yeah, what's the alpha? If you like, you can get your direction here. Alpha is what? That's tan what? This Fieldhouse method can have opposite is where? Adjacent is where? That's now what? Tan what? Alpha is now what? 15 over 20 is what? 0.75. Which is more 0. Alpha is now what? Tan 0.75. What's now the answer? This 0.75 is this 0.75 is very common in JAMB. So what you say after 0.75 is what? 36.8 or 36.9. Now, if it is the Baker's method, the Baker can't use this method. This is now what is it? We can't use this method to get this angle. Now, what are you going to do, Baker? This is theta, right? You won't get this one fair. You now solve from 90, right? You still get this value, right? Which one now? Which method do you use? Need this one or this one? Displacement, the direction it should be here. From your initial position to your final position. Isn't it? Everything now. Displacement is the difference between your initial position and final position, right? So now, displacement is the difference between your initial position. So now, even though if the value of the angle is the same, what of your north? This one is south, what? Something degree west, right? And this one is north, something degree east, right? So displacement is the difference between your origin and your what? Final position. So your displacement start from here, going to this place. Or your resultant start from here, going to this place. So this is where your direction is. So this is what? What's the value? 36 degree, right? Now my direction is now what? North what? 36 degree, 0.9, 36.9 degree what? East. I get it now, please. North what? Although this value and this value they are the same, but this one will be south, 36.9 degree west. And you have to ask the question.
So why did you jump?
Eh? Jam.
This is like this now.
East.
And
This.
it's like this.
Yeah, east.
I'm not like this. Why did you draw your own down?
Wait, which one? Is it this one? Or this one? I draw it like this now. This is my notes. I won't soon.
This is not. Why is your other like this?
No, this question. Look at question. This one is question.
Calm down.
A plane flies 200 kilometers due north.
This is not.
You follow the question. A plane flies 200 kilometers due north. Now, if the plane one here, then 1 kilometer due is about to. Oníyà láti ibi tó ti wà kò sí àìmọ̀ plane yẹn ìgbà ló wà. I like to ask a good question. O mọ ni plane yẹn ò sí ìgbà ìmọ̀ ibi tó bá wà ní wà á ti jà. Ó yà lọ sí east. So now please, can I see two things now? So you don't go and make mistake. Your the resultant is going this direction. So this is where you start finding your direction. I get you now. So it's what? Not what? 36.9 degrees. In your also you also see south. But you know this value and this value they are the same, right? You also see what? South what? 36.9 degree west. You see these two options. I get you now. So this is the right one. Now CBT now. CBT.
Sorry, you just need my
5 minutes CBT is okay also. Mommy. I forgot this one. If a boat flies what? If a boat what? Hope everyone got this value. Which one do you follow? Is it this one you did or this one? Good. Mommy, more way. Time I need. Time. Now, if a boat what moves what? 12 meters per second in still water. And the river flows as if a boat is moving, think. If a boat is moving, how does the river flow? Omiyema move by Abi, either to the west or to the east, right? So therefore, this if your boat is moving north, assuming, hey, listen, Adeshewa, 12 meters per second, and what? And the river flows 5 meters per second. The river will flow in this direction. Find the resultant velocity of the boats relative to the river bank. When what? Now let's first get the resultant velocity first. So therefore, what do I do now? Pythagoras theorem, right? R square equals what? Therefore, what I will do now? R is now 13 meters per second. Now, that's it. Now, what of these class tags? A boat sails as what? Across the river flowing what due south at 5 meters per second. So if a boat, now look up now. In this case, now I told you if a boat is flowing like this, well, they didn't tell you the direction though, isn't it? Assuming a boat is flowing like this, isn't it? Where the river will be what? Down part, isn't it? If a boat is flowing like this, right? And you are going, the water will be going by either the right or the left, right? So you have to use your thinking. So if this is the boat, which is what? 12 meters per second, and the river flow due south, that's 5 meters per second. Because I add due south, that's why I put my direction of boat like this. I get it now. What is the magnitude of the resultant velocity of the boat? That's R squared equals what? I think it's the same thing now we saw, right? Now the answer is what? 13, right? What square of 1 is 13 meters per second, right? This is where most of the questions come from. Reducibility on scalar, vector, and relative velocity. Now, you say what? Let's do it now. Maybe fine. You should not do it now. You should go for break first, right? But they have English. That one will be too late. So me, I want to have. You don't want to revise first before you do CBT. Next week. Okay, tomorrow we should do the CBT tomorrow, right? Oh, you do the CBT tomorrow. What's our time tomorrow?